I have once read a quote that said, 5 minutes after you're born, they give you a name, a nationality, and a religion. And then you spend the rest of your life defending something you did not choose. I have, for a very long time, wished that to be the case for me. I wish I had all of these given like most of you had. I was born to a Palestinian Muslim father of Syrian origins and a Serbian/Bosnian Christian mother. And the state in which I was born into for the last 19 years of my life has offered me something special enough to share with all of you today. In my first grade of around 25 6-year-olds at the time was asked to stand in 2 separate lines. Muslims should stand on the right side and Christians should stand on the left side because religion classes were separate at the time. I remember myself waiting till everyone was standing and then going to stand in between the 2 lines. My teacher, of course, after checking my family name, made the decision for me to join the right side, which was totally irrelevant for the 6-year-old me. What was really relevant, though, is that I felt very different from all the people standing on that side, but at the same time, even more different than the people standing on the other side of the room. My identity crisis, if I can call it that, has caused me much more issues than just picking lines to stand in. I couldn't fill the nationality blank on any form I was given. I couldn't introduce myself in words after a nice handshake, all the way to me and my own brother having totally different answers to the same airport security questions. Of course, life wasn't perfect, but for the child version of me, there was nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, chocolate ice cream couldn't fix. This remains a true fact till now, by the way. However, moving into my teenage years made it hard for any ice cream flavor to help in answering identity questions. So, at the age of 16, I made a decision. I was going to confront my mom and ask for a clear statement. So, on a rainy Wednesday, cold afternoon, I rushed home, threw my backpack on the side, nothing out of the ordinary so far, and told my mother, "You make a decision right now. Tell me who I am. Choose." On that day, I received the best question of my life and the one of this talk. Do you really need to make a choice? My answer, you ask, it's simple. You don't need to make a choice. Once I realized that, something clicked. It was as if I was offered different glasses to view the world from. You never have to choose. It's not necessary. I shouldn't have picked the line to stand in. I should remove the lines so none of us will ever have to stand in them again. On a bigger scale, and going back to that beautiful quote, once you are given a name, Sara for example, a small wall emerges between you and everyone with a different one, or at least a pronunciation of it. Once Muslim or Christian becomes a part of your identity, another wall emerges to separate all those who are not. We grow up year by year building more of these walls, until, in a best-case scenario, we are standing with a very small group of people, identical to ourselves, surrounded by walls. These walls, I've realized, tend to make us feel protected. What's beyond them becomes terrifying and hard to understand, causing us to make the walls higher, heavier, larger, causing the rise eventually to things like Islamophobia. Luckily for me, I was born on the wall and not on either sides of it. So, while the whole world, society, sometimes even our own families are trying to build those walls, I see nothing wrong with me trying to build bridges and highlight what makes us similar instead of different. Yes, I'm not the best Serbian nor Arabic speaker, and that's why I chose neither to give this speech in, but I can communicate in 2 languages, well, 3, kinda. And mekusha is the best breakfast you can ask for in Bosnia. Hot taboon can make any Palestinian smile. Combine the 2, and it tastes like heaven. I promise. Since that cold Wednesday night, my goal has been to build bridges. My first was between the 2 cultures I was directly a part of, by observing the similarities between people, by just looking and trying to highlight what makes me common and similar to the person in front of me. Finally, I am here today to tell you that your skin tone, name, religion, nationality, no matter how different than mine, do not bother nor scare me. I refuse to build a wall between us. I can see what makes us similar, and I will use that to create a bridge of understanding, acceptance, and tolerance. Finally, as John Lennon sang one of my best songs and favorites of all time, you may say I'm a dreamer, but hopefully after these 10 minutes, I'm not the only one. Thank you.